Conflict only exists when a situation, event, or feeling is judged as such. Since judging strengthens polarity, this strategy does not allow you to move beyond binary thinking and may trigger avoidance-based strategies such as suppression to relieve self-judgment. The antidote? A good old bowl of discernment full of curiosity and acceptance. Want a taste? Hi again! Welcome back to our Shine Collective. My name is Liz and we are here to support your conscious evolution with our emotional well-being series. In the previous video of this series, we spoke about how judgments can color our perception of reality, limiting our comfort zone and creating conflict with everything outside of it. Today, we focus our attention on expanding our perceptions beyond the automatic and binary nature of judgments. When we're mindful, we can see how our minds automatically label things as good or bad. Yet, these feelings, events, or people are not intrinsically good or bad. They are simply what they are. That is, events, feelings, and people. They can only affect our thoughts and behaviors depending on the meaning we give to the label we place on them. Understanding judgments is an integral part of mindfulness. As a conditioned functioning of our mind, judgments may limit us severely. They can even be counterproductive when we forget that they don't reflect reality but our beliefs about reality. By paying attention to the natural tendency of the mind to look for contrast, the effect of a judgment can be neutralized. So, where do we start? We start by practicing discernment, expressed in our ability to observe many perspectives and to make considered decisions. This is a sharp contrast to judgment, which is often dichotomous in character. It is generally made in the extremes of good and bad, right or wrong, desirable and undesirable, pleasant, unpleasant, and so on. If discernment runs on the spectrum of duality, judgments are the extremes of that spectrum. Duality is the nature of creation. It represents contrast. Nothing is inherently right nor wrong, good or bad. These are just human moral attributes to help us navigate between opposing perspectives. These perspectives are mutually exclusive and can only exist in relation to one another. Good can only exist in the presence of bad, happy pairs with sad, light can only be seen in contrast with darkness. You get the point. Opposites are always part of the same coin, consisting of two sides, two opposites. The moment one of the sides falls away, the other side will cease to exist too. For example, if you were the only person on earth, would you be a good person or a bad person? Would you be tall, smart, or successful? How could you tell if there's no one else to compare yourself to? What about how you are feeling? Are you happy? How do you know? How do you know what that even means if you never experience pain or sadness? Absolutely speaking, physical reality can only be experienced through the spectrum of duality. But when we judge, we move into the dysfunctionality of either end of the extremes, magnifying duality into polarity, which is more of an experience of value judgment than it is an expression of the many hues of contrast expressed as numerous perspectives. The existence of one side, the bad, wrong, pain, makes the other side's experience, good, right, pleasure, possible, including everything else in between. The nature of physical reality is conducive to strengthening polarity in the interpretation of duality, moving discernment into the extremes of the spectrum, which results in judgment. When we judge, our focus leans closer towards an extreme of the spectrum. This makes it more challenging to see the bigger picture and consider opposing views. Our reality becomes so focused on this one side of the coin, which receives our full attention. The moment this separation takes place, we tend to cling onto it and avoid the other side because we see these perspectives as independent of each other, as individual events that are unrelated. Yet, this could never be. The more we become aware of our polarized views, the less automatic they become. The judgmental lens we use to see the world around us is the same lens we use to look at ourselves. By noticing that you judge a feeling or a situation, you can decide to focus your attention entirely and immediately, without judging, on observing yourself in the moment's experience. And when you find yourself caught up in a judgment, you can be the direct observer of what is happening in the present moment again, without the judgmental lens. This helps create more space not only for yourself but also for your environment. The conversation with the person sitting opposite of you is no longer limited to the box in which you put this person. Without judging an unpleasant feeling as bad or undesirable, and instead accepting it and letting it be, the conflict is eliminated, for there is no resistance in being present with what is. This neutral stance of discernment is called the beginner's mind and can be used anytime, formally or informally. Whether you are doing a body scan, meditating, practicing yoga, playing with your dog, or simply taking a shower. Invite your beginner's mind to experience the moment with a fresh perspective, devoid of past experiences or expectations about the outcome. Ask yourself if you are seeing these experiences with new eyes or if they are just a mere reflection of your own thoughts about it. Go for a walk in nature and wonder. Are you able to see the sky, the clouds moving, the trees dancing, the water flowing, and the stones pulsing? Can you engage all your senses and really see them as they are right now with a clear and uncluttered mind? Or are you only seeing them through the veil of your own thoughts and opinions? When you reframe yourself from judgment, what you're doing is actually allowing yourself to see the big picture again, realizing that this experience is as necessary as any other experience, be it pleasant or unpleasant, for you wouldn't be having it otherwise. They're both parts of the same coin, running through the same spectrum. The unpleasant feeling is not bad in an absolute sense, and if the unpleasant feeling is not bad anymore, then it is no longer a problem. It is just a feeling like any other feeling, there to be experienced and released. When we explore duality mindfully, the need to attach judgment to things and people, including ourselves, cease to be of service, as we find fulfillment in observing with curiosity, acceptance, and compassion the diversity of experience we can all choose from to live a more meaningful life, whatever that means to us in that moment, without invalidating anyone else's choices. Eventually, it might be even possible to be grateful for the experiences we perceive as less enjoyable because they allow us to see the enjoyable ones with a new appreciation. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.